Peaky Blinders series has most of the best written dialogues ever, because every interaction in the series is kind of a war which words are using instead of guns. So characters has to play that conversation game smartly, and because of that, even if the whole segment is staged, still the psychological tricks behind these interactions are real and really well written. And in this video, you will be learning how Tommy Shelby dominates every conversation even when he was under pressure and never ever lose one with 4 really simple tricks. I'm sure it will be very useful for you, so stick to the video. First one is asking state-breaking questions. I know we covered this in our another video, so I will keep it short here, but I have to explain this here again. This one is one of the most important lessons you can learn from Thomas. He knows how to use this trick to overcome his enemy in a conversation, and the outcomes are always favorable to him. Tommy always uses this trick to create a space for himself. In other words, I can say that it will be more efficient to use it against people stronger than you, because if you are already in a stronger position, there's no point of changing the topic, right? In that position, you should use another trick, which we will explain after that one. But about this one, when we are under pressure, our instinct is to follow the flow of the conversation and agree the conversation's way being established by someone who has control over us. With asking any out-of-place question, you can interrupt a one-sided conversational flow and then you can redirect the conversation as you want. Here's the perfect example of asking state-breaking questions in Peaky Blinders. Price was obviously stronger than Tommy Shelby at that moment because he holds the power in the room, and Thomas was under pressure with being disadvantaged position, so he knows he can't handle with the situation he used to. That is the perfect timing of using this trick. Look at Thomas. He's not even looking like he pays attention to what the Price tells. And as you see, here comes the first question.
What's your dog's name?
Here comes another one.
Hey, what's your name, boy?
And
I think I'll just call your dog Boy.
here is the third.
You love your boy, don't you?
And even fourth one. Pay attention here. Price knows that trick, so he didn't fall the trap. But with this question by Price,
Are you hearing me, Mr. Shelby?
you can tell that Tommy finally broke the one-sided conversation. It took 4 out-of-topic questions and 1 sentence. Right now, he can redirect it as he wants because he showed Price that he can't corner him with talking. By the way, as I said, Price knows that trick too. He didn't fall that trap by answering his questions like many of us would do normally. But Tommy basically told him that, I don't care what you tell, just come to the main point and go. And Price didn't continue to tell some story which Tommy is not interested in, because there is no point of talking if the other person is not listening what you are telling. So with asking out of place question, you can easily interrupt the one-sided conversation and force your enemy to cut his words off even if he knows your trick. If you pay attention when you are watching Peaky Blinders, you are gonna realize that how often Tommy uses this trick. And you should learn it immediately because that's gonna help you reclaim your power in almost every situation. Also, second trick is connected with this. I told you how to break the flow of the conversation's flow, but what if they use it against you? And what was the Price's mistake that caused him fail here? Now you are gonna learn how to finish your sentences. First trick was aiming to break the flow of the conversation, but the second trick is aiming to not let others break your flow of conversation. You can't get what you want if you let anyone to break your conversation's flow, right? Because you just can't come to the main point, just like Price couldn't. Tommy knows that too, so he always finishes his sentences even when there's a bomb which about to explode. Let's have a look at this scene. Tommy is trying to make them understand and show them what happens if they don't listen to him.
Responsibility for the welfare of my
Mr. Shelby,
constituents.
the clock is still ticking.
Consumption of opium is very prejudicial to health.
And as you see, he just didn't even care what he tells. Well, here's a secret. This trick is not sustainable. I told you in the previous scene, Tommy was trying to interrupt too, and Price of course knew that trick, so he didn't care what Tommy asks. But after a couple of questions, he needed to let him break because he realized he's far away to get what he wants. What he wanted was trying to corner Tommy and create a pressure, but he wasn't able to do so. Also, Tommy uses another trick too, and we are gonna cover it at the end of the video. But for now, back in this scene, if this guy would have been continued to interrupt, he would have been able to break Tommy's flow too. And that's why Tommy brought a ticking bomb, because he knew this trick is not sustainable. Like, even himself was able to reclaim his power when he was at the same position as this guy here. So he's experienced at this. As I said, there's no point in continuing the conversation if the other person is not listening what you tell. And in order to avoid that, given a chance of breaking the conversation's flow, he just brought a ticking, that's important, bomb and left no time for that. Tommy knows how to maintain the flow of the conversation or how to break it exactly. So I wanted to show you how to get what you want in a conversation in both scenarios. As someone who is under pressure or as someone who is superior. If you're the one who is under pressure, just ask questions has nothing with the current topic and continue to ask till you break the flow, like Tommy did here. And if you are the one who is superior, never let them to break your conversation's flow. Know that first trick can be used against you, so find a way to avoid that, like Tommy did. Of course, I'm not telling you roam around with a bomb, but you can let them know that at the end of your conversation you will connect your words to something they are interested in, so they will most likely wait for you. If you like the first two tricks, please leave a like because that really helps us. Let's continue. Third trick is holding eye contact. Tommy most of the time uses this trick. It doesn't matter if he's in a superior, inferior or equal position. And holding eye contact has a lot of different means. Like, it can be a sign of paying attention, attractiveness for the person who maintains eye contact, and etc. But the way of Tommy is using it is a way more authoritatively. In this scene, Kimber was obviously stronger than Tommy, but Kimber already describes that how he is staring at him in a funny way.
Because you're looking me up and down like I'm a fucking tart.
Notice here, he also combines that look with his body language. As you can see, his chin is positioned a little higher. That tells us, subconsciously, he thinks he's more authoritarian than them. That is how to combine it with your body language. And here is another one. You see, Tommy is not even blink, and this causes the tension between them to rise. Tommy of course does this on purpose every time. As you see, Luca is the first one who breaks the eye contact by looking down. They just met, and it's possible to say they were equal here in terms of power, but he established his authority with this trick. And in this scene again, Tommy is not even blink. And after a couple of seconds, Luca breaks it. That was when Luca was looking like he won on the table, but he broke it again. Even in the scenario, which Luca won and Tommy lost, Tommy still looks like more authoritarian and scares Luca. That is the way of Tommy's establishing his pressure. Just imagine these cold eyes are staring at you. Comment below what would you think. He never hesitates to use it and always makes his opponent to think he's stronger than them. So you can use this trick in your daily life too. But as I said, it has a lot of different means and it changes depending on when and how you combine it with your body language. For example, I have a friend who stares me like that in a coffee shop and it's really annoying. So be careful about where to use it and be sure you are only using it against who you want to establish your authority, because otherwise you will be just annoying people. Even Tommy is not using it against his brothers or friends because they are not his enemies. Fourth trick is be non-reactive. Overreacting to situations makes you look like nervous. And if you show any sign of being nervous, people will find out your weak point. And that is where you lose your power in an interaction. But if you be non-reactive, even when you have a gun to your head, you can always reclaim your power because you just didn't show any sign of weakness. That was really extreme example and I hope none of us have to keep cool in a situation like that, but remember that being non-reactive shows everyone that you are confident because you have the ability to handle what happens at that moment. For example, look at Tommy's reaction here. Like, he's sleeping with a gun to his head every day and that's why he used it. Is he scared? Probably he is. We can't know that. But is he showing any sign of fear? No, clearly he isn't. That is how Tommy got what he wanted in that table. And that's how you should keep your confidence. If you keep your cool in any situation, even if there's a gun to your head, most likely people will think like this isn't working. So there's clearly something wrong about this guy. And then you are most likely gonna get what you want. But if you show them that you are scared, then they will use it against you every time you are faced them. So pretend like you didn't scare even if you are. Most of the people like politicians, gangsters, or even fictional characters like Tommy Shelby and Tony Stark uses this trick. About Thomas, there were hundreds of times when he was obviously in a bad or weaker situation when he straightened. Like, as I said, back in this scene, we can't tell that if he is scared or not. But he's clearly non-reactive to everything. Everything Price tells, everything Price does, he just doesn't care. And that was the last trick Tommy used to regain his power and establish his authority. Alright guys, that was it for the video. What do you think? Comment below if these tricks are usable or not. And also be sure you are subscribed to be aware of more content like this. See you in the next one.